What's up, everybody? Good evening. Let's get this camera. There we go. Alrighty. Alright, so give everybody just a little bit here. Hey, what's up, Tim? Gotcha. SQ. Alright. So SQ coming up top. Alright, so let's go ahead and alright, there we go. Just anxious about tomorrow. Cool. We will go over some of the setups for tomorrow. What's up, Robert? Good evening, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to Simple Stacks Investments. This is your host, Garrett. No, I'm just kidding. We're not there yet. Okay, so let's start by just simply recapping today's news and going over a few key earnings. So let's go ahead. And also, some top news. Those of you who are T-Mobile users, me, we got hacked. So just keep in mind is that we're waiting for more news on that. But those are one of the top headlines today. So I'm curious to see how that affects their stock. But I've heard a lot of really not great things so far. As far as like what is being done with that information. But anyway, in lighter, well, I guess not lighter news, but in falling news, depends on if you're a bear or a bull. All four of our major indexes sold off today. The Dow and the S&P down a little bit over 1%. The NASDAQ just under 1%. Consumer discretionary was only sector to remain positive, inching up about 0.36%. Bitcoin and Ethereum, they traded pretty green in the morning, but they have pretty much forfeited all of those gains. We have some earnings to go over. Also, if any of you guys caught, we caught PMCB. We caught that one today. Those of you who caught that fill with us, that was an over 100% play starting in pre-market. So it was a really good underlying runner to have as we played some of those other stocks this morning. So Rblx also up 49% today as well. Earnings. So we had target earnings this morning. Some of you guys caught lows with us. What an awesome play. That was phenomenal as far as volume and momentum was concerned. You usually don't see that. Atlas mentioned that as well, but Lowe's was a really great play. But we did have target earnings this morning. The earnings per share was around $3.64 versus the $3.49 estimate. I am happy to share the earnings with you guys in the chat. Man Dingus in the building. What's up? Stop that ear. Thanks, Jeffrey. You don't do well in bearish market. Isn't that how this all started today, Dem? Or not today, but just period. Shorting Aapl. Let's go, Tom. Hold on, somebody just DM me on Discord. I have no idea, dude. I have no idea what that does. I clicked a button on YouTube and there you have it. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and if you guys look in there, I dropped a post earnings let's see, hold on, where's my, for Target anyway, Target earnings are in the chat if you guys want to take a look at that one. So, sorry, way too many tabs open. Nvidia, we saw Nvidia earnings, EPS $1.04 versus the $1.01 estimate. Revenue, 6.51 billion, that's up 68% year over year. Cisco EPS was around 84 cents versus the 82% estimate. Revenue was around 13.13 billion, up 8% year over year. Real quick, we're gonna go look. What was the other earnings? There we go. So we had Hood also had earnings today. Let's see here. Where's that at? Okay, so earnings for Hood. Those of you who didn't catch that one, here we go. Beefy revenues is the way that was worded. In the first earnings report since IPOing, the Neo broker, it seems, posted revenues of 565 million for the quarter. That's up 131% from this time last year, beating analyst estimates. The company observed most of its revenue from crypto trading, which amounted to around $233 million in Dogecoin loss. Oops, sorry, I went off the rails there. Excuse me, $233 million of, or 41.6% of its revenue. This time last year, that's not in the article, I'm just joking. This time last year, crypto revenues represented just 5 million. The remainder was made up of payment for order flow, revenue on option trading, and 165 million, 29% of revenue, and equity trading. That was options trading was 165 million. Equities trading was 52 million, or 9.2% of revenue. Revenue for equities trading, purely buying and selling shares, so obviously we all know this, fell year over year, indicating a slowdown in trading volume. In fairness, Q2 2020 was a crazy time for retail traders. That slowdown came even as the number of active users more than doubled. BTW, the money of all those new investors put to work, has more than tripled year over year too. The slowdown is unlikely to stir investors given that the strong revenue performance, but the company's loss caused some capitulation. This quarter, Robinhood posted a loss of 502 million, or $2.16 per share. This time last year, that figure was profit. So, Hood gave up most of their intraday gains, falling about 7.1% in after hours. All right, so what's up? I'm here to ask him for what it means. How does good faith valuation? It means that you're buying and selling on borrowed funds, which is a no-no on Robinhood and other brokers. Okay, so let's see here. I don't know if you guys saw Kathy Woods lost it on Twitter today. That was pretty interesting. All right. So let's go ahead and let's get into the thick of it. As you can see, blink there. That's why I called those puts on live trading chat. Rising wedge there, reversal. Looks like we're gonna end up pulling back here, hopefully. Does it only affect me if I go negative? No, it affects you if you violate it. Don't go violating. It's not December 12th. What are we doing here? Okay. All right. So just to go ahead, we're going to go ahead and just knock out these ETFs here. First on the request list is Square. And then we'll go ahead. I'm going to go over some of the plays that I signaled. We're going to go over some of the plays that we took. we had some good plays today, guys. I saw a lot of people red, which not in our chat, but just kind of all across. A lot of people chasing stuff. A lot of people really married to certain stocks, hoping that they would move, and I think they got trapped in certain positions. But we're going to take a look here at our friend the SPY. So this is purely speculative, but after seeing after hours movement, I'm not quite sure it isn't real, I guess, in a way, if you want to word it that way. But I'm seeing a channel here, potentially on SPY. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. One second. Sorry about that, guys. My son and daughter were fussing back and forth. Needed help. Alright, so anyway, with SPY, it looks like we had a little correction after hours, potentially a channel here. Just in the pure fact that we had such a drastic drop. I know we ended with a bear flag. We ended under like this little S3 pivot point. We didn't really even have a significant bounce like we usually like to see. So just looking at how we usually behave once we get away from our major bullish or major bearish moving averages, which the moving averages turn bearish when they're above us, right? So now this 9-day moving average, instead of being a place where we bounce, is also a place where we reject. And that's what we look for, is rejections off of the 9, especially off of the, for me, a lot of stocks behave respecting that 9. But looking at the SPY here, I would suspect that we could see, if anything, maybe chop, right? So I can't predict the price action. We'll see how that goes tomorrow. But with every big drop, usually there's a decent bounce. So 440.65 is kind of where 440.75 is potentially where we could find ourselves on a bounce. That will allow some stocks that have relative strength. Excuse me, I just lost my words there. Have relative strength to move. And that's exactly what we would want to see if we're watching things like Lowe's and those type of stocks that with the market, moving up, whether it be the Dow or we want to see stocks that held their ground use that opportunity to move forward. So anyway, above 440 on SPY. Those of you also just tuning in, if I ever mix my numbers up, I do have a little dyslexia. It happens sometimes, so sorry if my numbers kind of go flip. Some people in the Discord are pretty quick to be like, whoa. But anyway, so that's what I'm watching for on SPY. I think we're going to get a bounce. I mean, just looking at the 437.85 bounce and then clearing the 438.50 level and holding that. So we'll be watching for a continuation or a bounce here and a retest before continuation to the downside. So and if it stayed within this channel, more than likely this would be the start of a correction. And this is what a correction usually will look like. So, and again, this support is speculative. I'm not like 100% on it at the moment, but I can see some respect with this top resistance channel here. So Anyway, let's go ahead and look at the cues. Ooh. Is the music too loud? Upst, what's up, brother? Do you mind retweeting the link to this if you on the thing? I know you probably already did, but if you don't mind, maybe like throw a different tag on it. And, if you guys know anybody who might want to check out this stream or anything, feel free to reshare. Alright, there we go. BHC and APPS. Chris is asking. Alright, cool. I see that on Twitter. Let me go ahead and pop out. It's not? Okay, cool. I just wanted to be background music, so that's it. Alright, sorry guys. Alrighty, so let's get back to the cues, just reading your guys' comments. So let's go ahead and step out to the daily. Guys, we have been waiting. We talked about this for weeks, or what felt like weeks anyway, and we're getting it. And we are at my price target for, which is rather bizarre. So if you go look at here, you'll see that the body of the cues, and I haven't touched this chart, I just simply left this line from support here. So that's what I'm looking for when I set those supports. So if you're able to TP around any downside positions around there, that's good looks. So right now, just because of the range that we're in, this is a chop zone, if you will. So you can see basically between 368.85 and this 361.95, or basically 362 mark, is basically where we have seen very volatile but very tight price action. It has not, and if anything, you guys can probably see it looks a little bit like a head and shoulders. So you see a little shoulder there, not quite a head. It doesn't even have the gas to pull off making a whole dome. And then you've got the shoulder here potential. But regardless, you could call that a triple top, right? So you tap the same resistance multiple times. Here you do break it, but I mean, it's nothing. I mean, maybe even if you go to the daily, it becomes a little bit clearer. So, but anyway, I see the cues falling and being somewhere in, I mean, 360 is the obvious first mark, but 358.50, which is the 50-day EMA on the daily chart. Looking back, that is where the cues tend to chop. Not stop, but chop. Now let's go back and let's explore this. So if you go look at the 50 here, you don't see a drop immediately, but it starts to chop. I don't mean to sound like I have these words sound so poetic right now. But anyway, the 50-day EMA, you can even see when you cross up, you get a lot of volatility. Look at how it behaves as it gets near that 50-day moving average. And this is consistent, right, with the cues. So with the cues, I would imagine that when we get in this range, it could be untradeable for a couple of days if we get below that 358. And if we do get below that 358 mark, I don't know what's going on with my linear deviation line here. There we go. So if we do get below there, it depends on the timing, but 355, 356, below that, we're likely going to head to the bottom of this channel. And that obviously, depending on the timing, can range from 340 all the way to 335. But that also depends on the mood of the market. Normally when we reject this top, guys, as you can see throughout this entire process, even as we cross above certain price marks, it will roll over. So we may be seeing similar price action. Hopefully it could behave something like this, where you end up pulling back and maybe getting one more trip back up there, but we'll see. We'll see. So let's look at IWM. IWM today making a nice wick to the upside. Still saw pennies run today. 218.15 it was the high, and then we ended up reversing pretty hard actually, dumping. I think Rolly called some puts on that one. We are at a potential double bottom range, right? So if we hold, we could potentially double bottom here. I'm looking at the hourly as well. Going up to the 4 hour, we are well below most of our major moving averages as well. Right now, I think, where's my daily 200? So yeah, so our daily 200-day moving average is all the way down around 209.45. But the first level for IWM is the level that it's been holding pretty much every time it gets into this range. And that's right around there, and you'll see the 200-day moving average holding that up. And then we have a secondary mark here. So that's going to be that 212.50 mark. And that's after this wick fill or this previous low of 213.50. So, and then below that, things get messy, real messy, because the price action here for IWM, and I haven't taken the time, I don't think I've looked at, yeah, I mean, the price action here is just looks bad, and I'm looking back and I'm failing to see any time, and it just looks like the most massive amount of shorts are just accumulating when you see it, you know, when you look at it like that. But yeah, let's see here. So it looks a little bit like this, right? It's that kind of crazy choppy price action, but way worse. So that's pretty nuts looking. Alrighty, so we got the Dow. We'll go ahead and get into today's playlist. Dow heading back down to this support here. And I'm using the daily, right? So I'm anticipating a pullback to around 347.7. So. And this one's just rolling along with the rest of the major indexes. So watch for a bounce all around, because we are getting close. You'll notice all of those stocks or ETFs are getting close to bounce levels. So, alrighty, let's do recap a couple trades today. Lows. So I left my line there from this morning. This is a trade because I know that when Lowe's gets moving and it has a volume, and a lot of times on earnings, I think earnings here, you end up pulling back, and then once you bounce off that 200, it was a straight run. In this case, if we don't go down, we're going to go up. And so watching Lowe's this morning, it was pretty clear that it was going to go up. Strong volume, exactly the kind of volume that I tell you guys about, that if you just wait for opportunities like this, that's where you can make the most money, when you have some catalyst, something to fuel the fire, rather than just taking, you can take everyday trades on everyday big movers, but even those are always prone to fake you out. So anyway, on Lowe's, pre-market bull flag here on the 5-minute, opened up. Anytime you see a significant pull up and then a nice lower low, like a good, this is a big sign of a potential takeoff, right? So you get nice strong movement here in pre-market. You even got nice wicks like pulling back up, from that previous low. If anything, you could even consider this like a pre-market gap fill. So it goes and fills the gap, if you will, but immediately on open, we cruise back up. So going back out to that hourly time frame, drawing down from this low, I used this as my entry. And of course, those of you who took this, I think some of you guys on YouTube took this with us, and we were able to squeeze some nice gains out of this one. I actually TP'd a little too early, and everybody else held longer than I did, so I was a little ashamed of myself. I was happy because I was in some contracts, but I still could have juiced that one a little bit more. But I was watching so much of the rest of the market that I had that inner gut, like, oh god, everything can pull back. So.
Roblox.
Yeah, I got Roblox. Yeah, Roblox is on the watch list. Robert, did you... I used to be from LA. I mean, I was born in LA. I'm going over Spy and everything on my YouTube right now. Yeah, Sam, I'll go over Aapl. I'm writing that down as well. Oh, the profile link isn't working for you? Hold on. There. Try it now. You should be good to go. Sorry about that. All right. No coffee. What stock is on the screen? This is Lowe's. This is a play that we caught today. Okay, so another play that was caught today that we're actually looking for continuation on potentially is VIAC. Now this one comes off of another catalyst. This one's coming from price upgrades, finally. So you also see, again, let's take note of this, right? Write this down. This is going to be a part of the course. Pre-market gap up, right? Or move up in pre-market, right? So strong movement. What represents strong movement? These type of candles, right? Higher highs and then a nice pullback. Strong. I would word it strong pre-market movement, right? On catalyst. That's important. Even if it's just even if it's just the fact that something happened and it lets the horses out and the gates are loose, that could be it too. Wicks like this at the open, also, you know, like the nice pull, you get a little pullback and then you get an immediate reversal. It's why it's important to wait 5 or 6 minutes, and we did just that this morning. So, and in uncertain times, it's always good to evaluate the presence or the vibe, if you will. So anyway, on VIAC, nice leg up. Price action wasn't great, but what happened here today, as you can see, yeah, it should work now. That's weird, I don't know. So anyway, on Viacom, you'll notice that this yellow line that I have as support was corrected multiple times, right? So these price mark or movements here are corrections. So you end up having like a massive sell-off, flat line, and then just right back up, uses that support, dumps right back down, hits that same zone, and then pops right back up. So you'll notice that we ended up retesting that on Viacom. So tomorrow, I want to watch it above 41 bucks again. Above 41 bucks, might see some continuation. I think they priced the upgrade went to $60 on Viacom. So, all right. So Lowe's. Did you got that? Oh yeah, sorry. And yeah, I just to add to the coffee, I'm about to go get decaf. I got a problem. All right. Let's see here. Is anybody in Lowe's, by the way? Okay. So, sorry about that. Just wanted to write these down before I move forward. So, what happened on PLTR today? Textbook flag here. Beautiful. I mean, like, such perfect price action here. Nice support ride, and then immediately just rocketing today. So, those of you who caught the PLTR trade, this one was really, really nice. So what I'm looking for is pretty similar to what I was looking for VIAC. I want to see 2550. 2550 and some volume will likely let me know that PLTR is potentially ready to continue to the upside. Now, what's happening here on PLTR, bigger picture, does look like we're potentially forming a cup. I don't like our gap here. That's not cool. But other than that, we're holding the 9-day moving average. We had great volume today. We did just have earnings, so the catalyst and sentiment's still there. And honestly, with everything, all the price action that I'm seeing currently, I think we saw it today. So we saw a tap of 26. 26 is big. 26 has actually played or been a bigger level than you'd likely anticipate. So in this, look at back here. I remember trading this. I remember charting this. Some of you guys probably in the group remember me charting this for you guys or just for ourselves, because we were trying to figure out where the hell PLTR was going to go, and then Wall Street Bets got a hold of them. Yeah, so and I remember they gave him a downgrade to like $12 here. But anyway, this zone in itself, we have sellers as we approach this zone. So 2740, that's likely we're gonna see some strong rejections if we can even get to that level. We have the starter volume to do so. We're coming off a TTM squeeze, which just basically, I explained that one last night. We'll go a little bit more in depth on that in an actual YouTube video. So, but anyway, PLTR is one that we're going to be watching tomorrow for potential continuation. So make sure you guys have those alerts set. 2550 is where I have my alert set. Watching for big volume as well. So, all right. So let's go ahead and get to Square. Most of the rest of my playlist is going to happen tomorrow. So. Just absolute hot dog water as far as price action is concerned. Square very, very choppy. This is damn near traumatic price action. So at the moment, it looks like, yeah, that's about right. Oh my gosh, this thing is crazy. Big level right there. Wow, it just barely wicked it. Okay, so based on this channel support dim that I'm looking at here, and I think that it's even safe to throw up. I gotta stop saying that phrase and then stop talking. I think it's safe to put up your pivot points here as just a reinforcement for our levels here. But based on what I'm seeing here for Square, and the levels that it's holding, I would anticipate a trip down to this 50. And the way that it ended today, so what happened today is we had, and this takes a lot of money. So this white line that I have right here was the mark that I actually think we talked about Square the other day. I said retest of 265.60, somewhere in there. I think I said that on this doji day. I left this white line, but one of two scenarios I see happening here. So you do have this downtrend, right, that you're holding here. that is and could possibly be a retest marker. But at the moment, bears are really flexing their muscles, pushing square down from 267 and finishing the day around 260. So 260 is that psychological number, and all that has to happen is these wicks get filled here. You close and push below 260, 257.60, and there is a potential that you would see this 50-day EMA here around 251.82. Now going down to our lower time frame. We ended today. Now this, and I'm going over this to the downside. We're going to cover this to the upside, right? So what could happen if this ends up going to the upside, and what that might look like. So anyway, this is the third bounce. So if we break here, the first couple price marks you can use are obviously your psychological numbers, which is going to be 255. So the first step down to 255 even, it would be a good place to trim or TP and look for a re-entry on a bounce. Second level would be right around the 254.25, which is that previous pivot point here, and then S3, which lines right up with my, and this could play kind of slow. So if you guys observe previous price action on Square, it does not go straight down. And now it is highly probable that it gaps down, but if it gaps down, I would suspect that it would touch support and you would potentially get a bounce. But rule of thumb is usually for me 3 taps of support and a break. And so that's what we'll be looking for tomorrow with the immediate level of 255 underneath us. So. Hey Courtney, hey swinging. Did you take that one with us? We got like the $5 something fill. I'm swinging too. So. If you're on YouTube with us, I'll likely go over that tomorrow morning. So. Lobo? Are you talking to me? Okay, Miss, yeah, we're definitely going to hit that one. I don't know what that is. Hold on. Got it, no problem. Yeah, PLTR, no problem, man. I guess, yeah, I did chart it with we played it, so. Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry, I'm just reading your comment, so it's delayed. But yeah, that's right. I do remember that, man. Man, good times. Except for it wasn't until it broke out. I'm currently bullish on the QQQ. Let's see. I think we were talking about a potential bounce, so that is highly likely. All right. Let's do. Yeah, Robert, weren't you in Lowe's already? You had a Lowe's leap? Oh man, I'm in Lowe's 2021. Hot damn, did you add to that? Like, did you scalp underneath that? Do I think QQQ is about to pull back? I have calls on it. Yeah, look, the candle close. Garrettism? Oh god, don't start that. Do you think AMD will have a breakout tomorrow or Friday because of... Yeah, I was looking at the Qs, so I think there is a good probability. So check this out. On the Qs, I did see this trend line. Check that out. Bazinga! I'm just kidding. I don't know where that's from. By the way, speaking of Bazinga, y'all, if you guys are interested in the scanner, I might be working we're gonna keep this here in the chat, but I may be on Benzinga Pro, and I also got approached to maybe talk and hang out on the actual YouTube. I don't know. Maybe I was like, what? But anyway, so if you guys are looking for a discount, just hold off. That should be tomorrow. So I just finished filling out the paperwork. I should call in tomorrow, but Benzinga Pros should be tight. Those of you looking for a scanner. Partnership, I guess, affiliate. Yeah. All right. So yes, I am bullish on the cues for a bounce. Watch above 362.35. Retest, first retest 364, 363.50. I wonder if it makes a falling wedge. Look at that. Okay, so maybe we'll watch and see what happens here, but I got alerts set all over it, so. All right, let's go, let's keep rocking. So we got Rblx. Did I finish? I think I finished. Yeah, so Square, got that one. All right, just wanted to make sure. All right, so Rblx. So today, Rblx moving really nicely. Now, what happened with Rblx? Now, I don't know if anybody's in or swinging this. So what happened here is we finished the day on top of breaking above our pivot point. Now, we'll just use just to simplify this. The pivot point, guys, is going to, on at least for the pivot point strategy, is going to be, so you guys know about my Red Rover. Imagine they have rubber band arms, you know, like they have rubber arms. Like that's what the pivot point is as a level. And if it breaks through, you know, like, or slips through, like it's going to slip through rather violently. And if it doesn't, as we can observe here, look at this pivot point, it rockets off. So we actually shot off our S3 on the pivot point, and we ended up popping up, hitting the 50 or the 200. The 200 is actually where I was watching Rblx today, and that was the entry for me anyway, or like where I wanted to enter. But what happened is if you pull this top trend line down, it does appear that Rblx broke out and is holding that resistance now turned support. So what we'd like to see is a bounce back up above 83.85. 83.85 and a break of previous high of day, and I think we're in the clear above 85.15. So that's my Rblx thoughts at the moment. If you go look at the daily, this takes a bajillion dollars. And let's go look at Quiver. I should invite them on TikTok. Somebody tag Quiver Quantitative. Yes, UVXY. We a couple of our admins signaled that. Oh, wait, I thought. Oh, I do. So let's 716. That's not right. No data. All right, so we don't have anything. I thought maybe we might see something, but I haven't seen Nancy Pelosi or Kathy sell her shares, so they might have been buying those up. Actually, let's go look at our insider buys that came in after hours. So, insider selling on MEDP is heavy. Oof. AMD insider selling 3.15 million. Piton insider selling ORLY. AMD, ooh, I don't know. AMD insider selling was pretty heavy. That's probably why you got that pullback. KHC, sorry, I'm just seeing if I see any. GoCo. Yo, write that. Set alert on that one. GoCo. They bought a shit ton of their own shares. Okay. Yeah, I'll tag you guys in that one. Alright, well, that's it. I don't see anything. Did you say 8385 alert for Roblox? Yes. Yes, that's where my alerts are at, so. C3, yeah, for sure. All right, so I don't know what that chat thing is, dude. On YouTube. Okay, so sorry, I had scrolled past that. But anyway, so for Roblox, guys, target tomorrow is going to be 8640. If we can break that mark and start getting above 85, really the target for me, and I think everybody else, is $90. So I actually took the $90 call for 917. I'm not sure if anybody grabbed that with me, but that's the one that we're watching tomorrow. Heavy Roblox is definitely on the top of the watch list because it showed strength, and we're looking for stocks that show strength when they shouldn't. So Roblox would be one of those. All right, so up on. All right, what do we got next? Aapl. That, my friends, is a fake out. Ouchie. All right, well, here you have it. Aapl is at support. And we're gonna make sure that we got this nice and tight. Yeah, I think we're good there. Yes. So you're good. All right, let's see here. Neo, for sure. On, yes. Hold on. So we got. The fuck's my pen? I'm not sure what that meant. So on Aapl here, you're at this dynamic support. This is very bearish. You don't like to see stuff like that, and it could be a newly established downtrend. Just looking at the angle of the higher lows or lower lows, you'll notice, or higher lows, excuse me. You'll notice the rejection there. So I am anticipating that if we break anywhere below that 145 mark, or 145 mark into the 40s, lower 40s we go. And this pattern could have been an extension, right? So we could extend ourselves, which means we would bounce, but it is highly unlikely. Normally, the rule of thumb is 3 bounces off support. And so if we do get a bounce, maybe we go for this high and we hit that 152.46, somewhere in there. Otherwise, I would be anticipating a leg down tomorrow to 143.62 and or around 142.50. So, all right, so let's go and check quick. Sorry, I'm just making sure I didn't skip any. INTC, there we go. Okay, got it. Yeah, got it. Okay, so let's go. Oh shit. So I don't know if I'm pretty sure the last prediction that I gave, we're heading to that price target. So 51.75 is where I'm seeing INTC. You are at a linear or a supply or a bounce zone here at 52, where you could potentially double bottom. Let me go look at the daily here, but I see just a little bit further down, and then you can potentially get a bounce around there. But this looks to be building a pretty big falling wedge. So. You bought Nvidia late before oh no. So you have earnings, you have Nvidia contracts? We'll look at it. Oh god, what happened here? Hey! That's a spicy meatball. Alright, we'll take a look at that one in a second, so. Alright, what else do we got? Alright, INTC, C3 AI, and then Neo. Alright, so. Alright, it's getting close. At least, I mean, the price action is ridiculously slow. It may see a breakdown tomorrow below 44.75, and it could see 42 bucks. But if you look at the daily, it looks like it's starting to make that reversal pattern going into earnings. So it's definitely one to watch. Wow, they used to trade at 180. That's crazy. Give it a little bit more time. I would just make sure that you have a lot of alerts set. Yeah, maybe around 43.85. Start watching this one. But it's still building that falling wedge. It looks like so. Oh, you bought stock? I mean, Nvidia long term is good, I guess. Ouch. Okay. SQ. Oh, sorry. We got Neo. Okay, so what happened today is Neo looks like it went for a very weak retest of the 200-day EMA, in which it broke previously, but we have seen a nice pullback from the $45 area down below the 30. So a retest of 40 isn't outside of the question, as the 9-day moving average goes to break the very same support that Neo did coming out of this triangle. I would anticipate, I would watch for, rather, if you do, and you could start by drawing this low here. You can see that the support is still already very well respected. You have a very small gap to fill, right? The gap gets filled at 40.81. So the potential for Neo to hit 40.81 is there, and that would be a retest of that support turned resistance now on the daily. And from there, I would be watching for your next leg down. So, yep. Alrighty, so Yeah, it's so weird. Sometimes the viewers drop to like 2. I'm like, damn, what'd I say? But then it glitches right back up. That's so weird. I'll go back and look at the chat. I'm like, oh shit. They didn't like that analysis. Kind of looks like a bear flag to me. Watch it below $38 again. If it doesn't go that far. Alright, Neo. ON and APPS. So let's do this, right? This would be the smart thing to do. So, looks to me that the semiconductor sector is in need of a bounce immediately. And with that, ON, being that it is a semiconductor stock, is trying to go break a gap. And now that I'm looking at this right now, that's a big ass gap. And I don't even know what put them up in this area, but it is not outside of the question for ON and company to potentially pull back. Now, it's pretty shitty that the semiconductor sector would pull back like this, and I guess in this situation, but it's obviously, with the climate currently in the market, it's not a surprise. Now, pulling this, now there's obviously this longer support I'm kind of looking for, but looking at this support, which is obviously well respected, we get multiple bounces off this level. So you see this trend line here. So basically tomorrow is going to be our last hope for a bounce. Otherwise, looking at this below 250, really 250 for a bounce, 250, below 250, you got 249.70, and then really that 243, but not looking super great. And now that I look at it as well, it kind of has, so it could end up doing something like that as well, but I don't know. I'm anticipating a pullback, just the way that the price action looks. So. Let's see. All markets look like they need to have a bounce. So if we get a good strong bounce tomorrow, maybe things change. But otherwise, ON is in the middle of a gap, and so it's going to need to hold. And you can see that you have this doji right here is not a good look, right? So you have it's showing very little strength, but the seller's really outlasting and holding that one down. So. Below yesterday's high, 41.28, and then at 41, you could see pull back to $40. So, all right. Glad you like the music. Tyler Hood, sorry about that. Oh, you're Gucci. You're Gucci. Or whatever your favorite brand is. So I think, now I'm not 100% on this, and I think for this situation, given the light price action, it might not be a terrible idea to throw up a pivot point. We can see that there is respect to be had on that pivot. So below S3, right, you have this target here around $40 even. Totally, potentially a level. Now, what could happen, right, is this could end up being, we don't know where our support is, but if we end up bouncing and going to 40, this would be the start of a rising wedge, right? So we get down here, we probably hit that $40 level, and then we probably rebound. We probably hit 45.50. Buyers get excited, maybe they pull it down, chop it a little bit, and then they send it up and out. So this is a purely speculative position, but now that I look at it, it looks pretty damn good. That would be kind of sick if that happened. Nice $sign, dork. Okay. Alright, let's see here. Disney and coin. That chart's so damn good, I gotta post it on Twitter. That looks like a robot made it. Good. Alright, I don't know, I kind of really like that setup though. So you guys could potentially take hood down to 40. You could short or hedge your long calls and then average down around there. So we'll see. We're gonna leave this up, and we're not touching this. So mark it. What do you got? I'll hop in here and I'll take a look at it. All right. What are we doing? Sorry. What else we got? We got Hood, we got Disney, and sorry, I lost my train of thought there. Disney and coin. Hold on, I'm reading your message now. That's cool. I didn't know that. Let me see. No, just type in type in pivot point strategy, and then you adjust it to the Fibonacci. Oh, super chat. Send a highlighted message. Oh my god. That's crazy. That's cool. Thanks, dude. I did not know that. Alright, so coin, look at your messages, dingus. Alright, Disney and coin are above your SPY message. Apps also was a message that came in on the TikTok. Okay? I will hold you soon. I said, oh no, we got this on tape. I said, I even addressed you twice. Oh no, young man. All right, so Disney pullback, strong pullback, man. I think a wick down to 173.450 is a possibility. Looking at the way that this accumulated here, shorts are having a hard time taking it lower. But I would anticipate even 172 to 171. But looking at this on the daily time frame and taking off the pivots, this is an absolute mess, and almost represents or looks like a head and shoulders, like just awful projections. So I'm thinking that we're gonna see 170s, and man, I don't know, with the climate right now and the way that Disney looks, I mean, we could see some hefty red on Disney. And I tell you what, if the virus shuts anything down, that's going to be not the nail in the coffin, but Disney will drop hard, and we're too close to our 200-day EMA to sit and chop around like this. So I'm down with AMC. What do I see? I see not much. How about the YouTube? I'll actually dig into it in a second. But all right, so let's look at coin. Somebody hold Opti. Somebody just hold. What are your thoughts on PLTR buying gold? Hedge inflation is given they are a predictive company on the offside. So they're ready for a black swan event. So that could mean a financial collapse. I mean, they're a data company, so I don't know. To be honest with you, that's a whole podcast. So. Yo, you have to pay for stickers. Huh. Sorry guys, I'm typing a message. That's pretty cool. Opti is the back, he's part of the brains, the inner workings. Alright, so let's look at coin. This one wants to try and make a handle, but it's at that zone. Jeff, it's got to bounce. If it doesn't bounce here, it's going back down into the 230, below 240. Just to make it simple, below 240, this thing's going to end up seeing 235 and likely 230. So I think the anticipation for next earnings could end up being weighing down coin. Let's go down to the hourly. So the only thing that I see here for coin that could play out in its favor is it does look like it's trying to, and it is playing off a correction level, but yeah, so there we go. So it does want to try and make some sort of reversal pattern here. So check that out. So if it ends up getting above, I would put the mark here. So 255 on coin. But not a terrible setup. So if this is a cup and handle, this is the point where the candle pushes and goes. It's got to go here, or it's likely going to start getting into that fragile zone. So, yeah, especially above 155, this thing could absolutely send it. So, oh fuck. A lot, both. Supply and demand. There's no reason why we subjugate ourselves to one type of analysis. Use supply and demand, especially when long-term trading, and like, yeah, there's no reason to say, all right, I'm only going to trade this. Yo, Microsoft looks just like obviously like the Qs, but now this chart's even cleaner than the Qs. Yeah, I would absolutely look at that one tomorrow for a bounce play. Maybe even see it up to 296. What? Opti with a tip? Thank you. I feel like a chat stripper. Sorry, I'm reading your comments. Alright, so we got coin. Yeah, I can chart gold. I'm gonna chart SPY though really quick. You don't have to do that Upst. I feel like someone just hit me in the face with quarters. I'm just kidding. What level do you have for a bounce? I gotta get you too, man. Hey. No, I was just I was just joking. I gotta mess with Upst. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate it, man. Thanks, guys. You know, if we get about 1,000 people in here, that could go up really fast. 100,000 people. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and finish out what your guys' request. We got gold or SPY and gold. Where was that gold level that you were talking about? Upst. I do appreciate that. That's cool though. So 437.90. For 3. Yeah. 3 or 437. I think we're already there, man. We wicked off of that in pre-market or post-market, I think. Yeah, we already hit that mark, dude. So we've already bounced there. Oh, you're talking about for a double bottom? Yes. So I see your wick, but yes, that is highly likely if it does want to try and double bottom. So I would anticipate a small, maybe even 438.30 or 438.25 could be another level to bounce off of, which would be that support. So, all right, so let's hit gold. Hey, oh no. Do you want gold or GLD? Two different things. Whoa. Almost there, Garrett. Not quite. So far we're flat. But more like that. Hey. It's got a new channel that it's using. It's using the previous supports and resistance as a channel. So you're going to want to see 169, 170. At that point, I think you would be at a broken downtrend and above 171. You could look at taking that one long. Strong movement off of support, though. I like that movement, though. And you're also sitting inside of a gap, so. What do I think of ALF? Oh shit, Alfie ripped today, that's right. Alfie looks good going into tomorrow. I'm gonna set alert at that $12. I would set my alert there too. If I was you. I didn't know the tip was a thing either, but I went to change the monetization. But you can I was just looking at it, you can send a sticker. A sticker costs $50. Yeah, it's a pair. That's weird. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So maybe I don't know, maybe we'll do something or start a small account with all the YouTube chat revenue and then and then trade it and then give it all away or something. I don't know. Let's see here. AMD. AMD. Sorry about that. So this goes along with NON band, RON, excuse me, and SMH. I'm seeing a $100 retest for AMD. Just to be honest with you, doesn't mean that we won't see a bounce tomorrow. They are going to try and fake you out any way that they can. They know you're trading this. They know retail's in this right now, and it's not going to be easy. So just make sure you get clean breaks. I would imagine maybe even tomorrow you could end up seeing maybe a little 104, 104.50 retest. So. Yeah, you can see this channel. We're chilling in right now. All right. Yo, Jose, dude. Thank you, guys. That's dope, man. I appreciate that. That makes the chart request feel more vigorous. Alright, so let's go ahead and end the poll. Looks like about 69% of you guys are watching Roblox. That's tight. Alright, guys. Anything else that I can assist you guys with? Yeah, let me know if there's any other tickers that we... hold on 1 second, let me check the chat. Oh, sorry, we got Aapl, Microsoft, Briston. I think I accidentally went over that without even looking at that comment, but we'll go over it a little bit more in depth. I'm actually... what a little jerk this stock can be. So, I'm anticipating a pullback. There is a gap. Oh my God! Yes, I'm sorry. That's exciting. Okay, so let's. That's a little too excited for stocks. I am anticipating a pullback out of this rising type wedge deal. Right? There is a gap on Microsoft, right? So just a small gap. Now, where does that gap lead us? If we pull it back, that gap will lead us right into support. That support is going to be hovering around 282. So tomorrow, and especially with this gravestone, this doji here, I'm not against taking Microsoft short. So. But at the same time, this thing, I as long as it's above this top deviation line, it stays bullish. So even a retest, I'm not going to superly heavily try and short this thing. So, yeah, it's in this like wedge type deal here. So, and you can see it a little bit clearer when I zoom out right there. So. Hopefully, if you see a bounce, watch the bounce to go into the 296 level. Don't short it there. I only see technically on the daily, 2 taps of resistance. So normally we'd like to see 3. So let's just watch this one, let the trade come to us. So if it climbs above 291.75, likely going to go back up to that top trend line. So, Baba, JB yelling at me. Did he hop in here? How do you use the ribbon band? I will tell you how I use that right now. You ready? Wait, where the hell is it? Okay, so I use this as a gauge. I would use this as one would also use the MACD, but I'm using it in a way where I can get an idea behind the momentum in certain moves. So with Microsoft, as you can see, like right here, this ribbon is starting to thin out. Now, what does that provide? That means that there's weakness, period. Not just buyers are weak, but there's weakness, period. So that thin ribbon up top, looking to turn over, can also make for a very weak resistance above us. That being said, if it does roll over red, you want to start to see that momentum build in that direction. Now, for the most part, when Microsoft flips its ribbon, it flips its ribbon. But as you can notice here, it has extended its ribbon. It's like it just won't go out. And today we ended up getting the rejection, or the daily HMA is at 295. So I'm not quite sure. Oh, excuse me. Yes, I will do Baba. I will do Baba. If you guys hop right here, I will literally chart Baba for you. I promise. That was like. I appreciate your passion for Baba. Anyway, so Microsoft, as you can see, ribbon kind of thinning out here, rejected it today. So I would use this on a higher time frame to get an idea of where the momentum is shifting. So let's go back and let's look at Microsoft, right? So we're going to replay this. Okay, this is about the time where we were playing it. So take a look at how this candle forms, right? Right at the top of that ribbon. Now let's press play. Okay, so what happened there, right, is we ended up climbing above, and then with these candles here, which show weakness, we end up pulling back. But as we pull back, this ribbon ends up becoming our support. So we are cradled by the whole ribbon indicator. We go for one little bounce. This happened because of the Qs, but below that we show strength and immediately climb back above it, and we retest. So let's press play again. Okay, so now from that last retest, the ribbon thins and thins and thins, and now we end up getting a breakout. So as you can see, it correlates directly with the strength behind the move. This is about where most of us at Simple Stacks were taking some healthy profits on Microsoft. Now, from that, if I'm swing trading, because I'm using the daily time frame, this is going to give me an idea, right? So we get really close to breaking below it, but we stay mostly in trend. So here we end up falling below it, but the ribbon stays green, right? Ribbon stays green, we climb back above it. What did I do? Okay, I don't know what just happened, but anyway, you get the drift there. So I use that as a momentum indicator. It does oftentimes work on the hourly, but for different purposes. You'll notice that if you miss an entry, like let's say the stock was here and your entry was here, if it ends up pushing like a whole ribbon that's up out there, that will often be the next rejection zone. So, but mostly for long-term swing trades or just swing trading in general. I like charting. That's why I don't quit. I just kind of get wrapped into it. I hyper focus. It's called ADHD. It's totally free. It's not. I'm just kidding. So let's see here. Oof. I gotta be honest with you, guys. Baba below 170, like especially this low of day 173. Let's go to the daily real quick as well. Baba hasn't seen these levels. We're gonna go to the weekly. Guys, this is a full-on EMA crossover to the downside on Baba. I don't know why I haven't been shorting this heavier, but as you can see, that momentum is building up behind this move. Multiple rejections. We even tried to go test the whole ribbon indicator. Nothing happening there. So might not be a terrible idea. Yeah, so we broke S1. And looking out here at our next major support, that's 150. And we saw 150 puts coming in for Baba. So The thing about BABA is the price action during the day is pretty wonky, and it just gaps down. When it moves, it tends to make a lot of its movement in after hours. So this may be one of those ones where you could take a speculative like 160 or even 155 put and go out till September or something of that nature. But what is the one? And you need to know what your pros and cons are. You need to know what exactly you're going to be dealing with, because as soon as the tide turns for Chinese stocks, whatever that may be, gone to the upside. I'm telling you guys, absolutely, parabolically, GONE, Baba, Baidu, all of those stocks. All right. There you go. Brian, you be catching on to little things that I do. That's funny, man. So ALF, I set an alert. I don't even think about it sometimes. Damn, that looks good. Yo, ALF to 12. Ooh, I didn't even look at the daily. $12 is where I would take it at a break of $12. But what I did on the 5 is I just saw that we had multiple taps of resistance. $12, right? So I set an alert there. So that way if we hit it, I can take it past that. So $12.50 is another alert. Actually, we got. All right, guys, it's 10 o'clock. Yes, they show volume by widening. SPRT. That's it for the night on that one. This one looks like hot dog water, my guy. I can't lie to you. It does look like it's trying in its own special way to rebound, but it's being rejected by this pivot point. And because I guess it's, I don't know if this is like a heavily retail traded stock, but it's very, very volatile. Wicks are pretty scary, so above 885. Potential rebound. Oh, excuse me. Potential rebound. Jesus. But yeah. Tyler, yes. I will be on tomorrow on pre-market. I don't know if I'm gonna end up like trading on live, but we will be live. Simple Stacks Investments if you guys are looking to take advantage of the trial. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down, guys. Sorry if I missed your ticker. Come tomorrow and we'll or DM it to me and I'll make sure to write it down. Thank you guys for the chat revenue. I'll figure out some way to utilize that to help do something neat for everybody. But yeah, thank you guys. I do appreciate that. It's really cool. So motivating for charting. So yeah, some street, yeah, definitely. But no, I appreciate you guys. I will be on tomorrow morning, 8:30. Honestly, it all depends, because if I wake up in the morning and I don't see anything for pre-market movement, then I'm not going to trade it. But those of you who aren't in the Discord, I did signal to buy PMCG at $5.73. Swappy got it at 4 or something. So that's one of the benefits of pre-market trading. But that often has a lot to do with why or if I get on. So. All right, well, that's it. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Get some rest. Make sure you guys brush up on whatever you need to, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Sorry, brother. I'll check it out 1 second. All right, good night, everybody.